Hey guys, it's Maymay, and check this out. This is called the Wreath Buddy. It is a cool way to extend the size of your wreath or add pattern, texture, certain colors to your wreaths for your door. Now, I'm going to link this in the description below. Denira sent this to me. She's the creator of the Wreath Buddy, and she sells them on Etsy, and her link will be below for you guys to pick these up. Now, this is a raw wood one. You can get them in raw wood. They come with different centers to choose from. Check out our Etsy page to learn what all that is available. But we're not going to use a raw wood one today. We're going to use one that Denira actually sent me that is completely colored. So look at this cute little red and white check. Now let me show you something. This one she sent me with a round center, and it also is double-sided. So it's red on the back, and this is red on the back, so you could use the red if you wanted. And you can paint these and vinyl them and do anything you want to make them super cute. Let me show you how I'm going to use this today. So just real quick, here's what I'm going to use for my Wreath Buddy. I want to put a white flower in the center of it. So I'm going to use a roll of 10.5-inch wide mesh cut down to 10-inch pieces, okay? I'm going to use a 10-inch wreath circle, and I'm going to use some zip ties. Then at the end, we'll put a flower center in the middle. Now, I don't really know how many of these I'm going to need because I have not made one exactly this way before. So at the end of the video, we'll go back and put how many we used in the description. Okay, so I have my 10-inch piece of mesh, and you can see I have it on the diagonal here on my table. And what I want to do is I want to take one corner and put it to the middle, just like that. And then I want to take the other corner and overlap it. Now, you're going to do this for every petal all exactly the same way. You're creating petal points out here, okay? Then in the center here, I want to pleat this up. Now, I am pleating more than scrunching. I want this nice center here, okay? Then we're going to fold this in half. And do you see how that makes two perfectly beautiful petals? And it works really well when you do it that way because the petals kind of point up instead of pointing down. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to place this on here. Now, because I'm using my Wreath Buddy and I don't want to cover my Wreath Buddy, I'm only going to be placing my petals on these two rings right here, but I'm going to start on my outer ring to give me more room. So this is where this is going to live. So how do we do it? We take a zip tie. We go to that, let me see which one it is for you guys to see, the third ring, or the second from the center, whichever way you want to look at that. I'm going to put my zip tie on it, okay? I'm going to place my petal down, and then I'm going to zip tie this guy on. And I'm leaving about 1 inch. You can see I'm pulling it down about 1 inch into the zip tie. Place my zip tie on and scrunch it down. Now, you could use a chenille stem here, but I find that zip ties just work so well and so quick, and so they're so strong. So that's going to be how big my flower is, okay? So that's one petal. Let's do another one. So I'm going to bring this over, and again, it's curled to the inside, so I'm going to flip it over. It just will make the petals look more, have more body. So I'm going to fold it to the middle. There's no measuring here, guys. You just want to make sure you're overlapping those two corners in the center. And then I'm going to pleat this up. Now, if it matters, and you might wonder, I'm doing my pleats about 1/2 inch, about a little 1/2 inch pleat. I'm going to fold this in. And I like to keep these guys beside each other if you can. It's not going to be perfect the whole way around. They're going to move around. And then we're going to add another one. Now, again, I do not know how fluffy or how full I'm going to make this flower. So I will tell you in the description below how many of these I put on each rung. I'll even do that. I'll tell you how many I put on the first rung we're doing, and then how many we're putting on the inside rung. All right, and then I'm going to zip tie this on. And I'm just going to continue adding my petals all the way around, just like that. And it's going to be a beautiful white flower when we're done. Okay, I'm going to do the top and the inside. Be right back. Okay, so my first round, I got 10 petals. Now, let me show you something. You're going to be tempted to do more, but you don't want to squish your petals. You want to be able to see the points as much as possible. Another thing I want to caution you on, when you're putting your zip ties on, don't cross these crossbars. Don't put a zip tie around the crossbar. Leave yourself room where you can wiggle these, where you can slide them around, because you may have one petal that's fuller than another, etc., etc. So leave yourself some wiggle room. Then we're going to come in here and we're going to cut off our zip tie tails. You want to go ahead and do that at this point before you start your second row, or else you'll have to come back and really kind of fight these later. Okay, so now it's time to start our second row. The second row is much like the first, okay? I'm going to flip this little guy down. I'm going to fold over, pleat the center like so. Then we're going to place this between, okay? So wherever we have petals here, we want to come in on this inner rung, okay? And we're going to place this between, and this is going to give us our layer. It's going to be beautiful when we're done. Okay, so I'm going to be placing this petal right here, all right? So what I want to do is I want to come up through here and put my zip tie in, so it's right there. Then I'm going to place my petal down, and I'm still hanging in that zip tie about an inch down. I'll show you what I mean when I get my hand out of the way. So you can see here I'm still about an inch down from the rung, just like I was at the top, and this creates our second layer, and it's so cute. You just do that all the way around and fill in between. Let me show you another tip. You might find this easier. I don't know if I do. I'm going to go ahead and place my zip tie between those petals where it goes, and then I'm just going to start my zip tie circle. So just leaving that open, and then I can place my petal in my started circle. And sometimes, depending on if you have hand dexterity issues or anything like that, this might be a great way for you to do it so you don't have to kind of fight that zip tie when you get to the middle. So pleating up the centers. And these little pieces right here, just get rid of them. Pull them off. At the end, you can give it a haircut. It won't matter. All those little ragged edges add to the beauty of your wreath. All right, so we've got our open zip tie. So I'm going to place that down in there and then start the close. That's pretty easy to do it that way. Pretty easy. Okay, so check it out. I just gave it a tiny haircut. Let me show you. You just kind of go snip. Once you have these guys folded and creased in that little zip tie, those pieces are not going to unravel anymore. I know a lot of times I think it's going to keep unraveling, but especially the way we have this one laid out, it's not going to. So you can go ahead and just, oh, I didn't have to, just give it a little haircut, okay? Now let's talk centers. Now this is a flower center. I'm using a brown one. We have some of these in store. I think we have green in store right now, which green might even be prettier on here, but I have the brown one ready, so we're going to use it. Here's what I do, okay? I take a X-Acto knife and I make a slice here and a slice here. And then I run a doubled chenille stem. So I've doubled the chenille stem. I run it down in there and put a little hot glue in the crease, and that gets it ready for me. I find that just hot gluing them on, they peel off super easy, but by tucking that chenille stem down into the slice, and I'll bring that up so you can see what I'm talking about, it really makes it sturdy, okay? If you want a video on that process, tell me and I'll do that. All right, so this is going to go here, and you look how pretty that is. And you guessed it, these little guys are going to go through and get connected on the back. One thing I want to caution you on, even though you did the slice technique and you put that chenille stem down in there, if you pull this too tight, it is still styrofoam and hot glue. It will come loose. So please do not pull it too tight. We have been there and done that. We have learned our lesson. And also, don't tighten this in the back until you get it placed. It'll kind of sink itself into the mesh and hold itself down. You can see how it's kind of doing that. Make sure you have it in the center where you want it, and then flip your little flower over and now tighten the back. And that way you know, see, I have to be careful. I almost pulled that out. You cannot jerk on these. Just get them snug, twist it. Twist it a bunch of times so it doesn't go anywhere. Snug and twist. And once you have this in place, nobody's going to be pulling on the sour center. No one's going to pull on the sour center.
Pull your sour center. If they do, hit them one good time.
This will pop. Okay. There's that. Look at our beautiful flower. So even without the Wreath Buddy, how adorable, right? And super easy to do. Let's put it on the Wreath Buddy. Now with the Wreath Buddy, one thing that keeps it stable or gives it its stability are these little pieces here. What you do, now I'll explain this to you because you might be like, why don't you just make a whole circle? Shipping. Shipping a circle is much, much harder than shipping something that's a half circle, okay? And it's also more affordable for you if they do this. So the way she's gotten around it is you lay this little piece down right here and you tighten the zip tie that comes with it. Like I didn't add this zip tie. She sent this one with the buddy. So I'm just going to tighten this down. I'm trying to get it nice and centered here. And you want to get it snug because again, that's what's going to become your support to keep this guy nice and open. But on your door, it's going to stay open anyway. You know, even if you, I mean, it would be wiggly, but even if you didn't tighten it, but see how that makes such a difference? Look, pretty cool, right? Let's do this side. There we go. Snip these little guys off. Those are just for stability. You do not have to, you don't have to do anything else to those or add anything to them. Now what I want to do is I want to add my chenille stems. Okay, so we've got this guy ready. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to lay my flower face down. If you were making something that you didn't want to squish, I would just stand this up or maybe do it kind of in the air like this, have somebody hold it sideways. But since mine can go kind of flat, and I'm going to lay this here. Now what I'm going to do is try to center this, but I'm not going to get it tight. I'm going to change that when I turn it around. But what you do is you take your chenille stems, and I might need to attach these. You think I will? No, I don't know. Maybe not. Okay, you take your chenille stems and you feed it up through the bottom. And on this one, I'm going to feed it through the two, like so. Take advantage of both of those. And then this will then go here. And what I'm going to do is just loosely attach that at the top because I want to come back and tighten it where I can center it up really well. Then I think I'm going to do, I'm not doing every hole. You can. I don't think you need to. And I guess you could technically even zip tie this, especially if you had longer ones. That'd be a lot of adjusting. But I'm going to kind of go around and do like every other or something similar. So we'll see what we get here. Let's put these in. I'm going to eyeball this ring, okay? And I'm going to start tightening down now. So I'm going to come here and tighten. And again, because it's chenille stems, when I flip it over, I can adjust it if I don't have it right. I feel like I got pretty snug over there. Let's do this side, tighten it down. I just think these Wreath Buddies are pretty brilliant. And when you see what she has on her website, even if you don't think you're into these, go look at them. I love when I see people being innovative and thinking outside the box and creating something so cool. And she just came up with this and started making it. And I think it's brilliant. So even if you think I'm not in the market for a Wreath Buddy, go see what she's done. And go see, she has some that have like scalloped edges. She's got some buffalo check, like some gray buffalo check that I saw for sure. She's got them that are holiday themed, like patriotic, all different kinds of holiday themes. And she has this really cool tool that I'm ordering this weekend that is called a mesh cutting guide. And I'm going to order one of those. And when that comes in, I'll show y'all that too. All right, so I feel like that's pretty snug. I'm going to leave these just like this. I'll trim them off in a few minutes. Let's flip it around. And now we can do the real centering part. So I cannot see on camera, so I don't know if I'm centered. I don't feel like I am. But this is where you would do the real center. I think I'm way too high. Oh, no, look.
I think you're good.
Okay, my monitor's behind. It looks great. I'm real happy with that. Now, this is done with white on this red. Wait till this is on my black door. Seriously, awesome. It's going to be so good. But think about this done with yellow mesh on this red, yellow on a black or even a dark brown for fall. Oh my goodness. So it'd be so, so cute. So I'm so grateful that Denara contacted me because I would have never known these existed. Never. And I think they're super cool. Also, I showed you, I'm going to show you this again, the raw wood. So this means you can do anything you want. You could literally paint it to match your living room or your car. I don't care. You can do whatever you wanted to do with it. You could also put words on it. So if you wanted to put like, you know, just married or established, the little name up here and established down here, and then a small wreath. Also, Denara has a YouTube channel where she shows you how to make them with different styles of wreaths. I'm going to drop. This is going to be loud. There we go. So go check out her YouTube channel too and see what she's doing. I got some of my center everywhere. But there you go, guys. I think it's super cool and I had to bring it to you. And I love to see entrepreneurs thinking outside the box, coming up with something cool and something that we can all love. So that is the Wreath Buddy. Thank you so much, Denara. Make sure you guys go to the description and look up her information. I'll have everything in there that you'll need to know to be able to just click and go right over to her her site. Thanks. Okay, if you get a Wreath Buddy, I want to see it. There's so many places you can share it with me. You can share it with me on my customer gallery. You can also share it with me on Discord, and I can watch you make it. On Discord, you can take photos of your process and share it with me, and I'd love to see it. Hey, thanks so much for being a part of our channel. Make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell button. It's free, and you'll always know when I upload a video. Till next time, guys. Bye now.